Guys, welcome back to another What If. What if Deku was Antman, part 1. So let's begin our What If. So, we start off with Izuku Midoriya, just a normal 5-year-old, and he's just playing in the sandpit until he sees Bakugo and he bumps into him, and obviously Deku is obviously crookless. Just a crookless little shit he was. And Bakugo, he's just saying mean things to him. He's like, "Hey, crookless Deku, I bet you can catch this toy, can you? Of All Might." Then, Bakugo throws the toy into the sandpit and starts squishing it and starts stepping on it, breaking it. And then these ants from a hole come and they start traveling into Bakugo's pants and they start crawling up and up and up and start biting him, and Bakugo's like, "Ow, ow, ow, there's ants on my pants." And then Bakugo runs away and says, "Ugh, Deku's infected with ants." And Deku's like, "No, I'm not, that's disgusting." Then Deku, he crawls down and he's like, "Whoa, thanks, people. Guess you really are friends. Hey, look, I got a Skittle in my pocket. Do you want some?" Then he starts giving it to the ants, and the ants are eating. And Deku finds a box, and he says, "Hey, here's a new home for you guys." He puts the box into the small little hole. Then several ants go inside. Deku's like, "I wish I was the same size as you guys, and we could play together and all that." Then Deku goes home and he tells his mom what happened, but not with the Bakugo situation, as he's scared for what Bakugo's mom would do to Bakugo. And Deku's like, "Mom, look, I got ants and I want to keep them as pets." And Enko's like, "Okay, is it for a project?" And Deku's like, if I don't say it's a project, she wouldn't want me to keep it. I guess so I can say project." Deku says, "Project is a project for school." And she says, "Oh, alright. Do you need any help for the project?" And Deku's like, No, Mom." And Hasashi is a scientist, and that's Deku's father. And Deku goes upstairs and he starts playing with his ants in his room until the box opens by itself by accident and the ants come out. Then Hasashi wants to go take a shower after his long day at work. Then he sees some ants and he's like, "Oh my gosh, his face is infested with ants." And Deku's like, "No, Dad, don't step on my ants." And Hasashi's like, "What? Izuku, what do you mean? It's just ants." And Deku's like, "No, I'm sorry, don't tell Mom. It's my new pets, and I like them. And today, I just want to be a hero, and I want them to be my sidekick when I'm older." And Nasashi's like, "Yeah, I do work with the Hero Society. I'm a scientist. What if I could run? My son is crookless and he does want to become a hero. Maybe I could make a suit that could make him shrink or even come large and could expand things if I throw these little mini things. Deku, you wouldn't mind me coming out from the shower quick?" Deku's like, "Okay, just let me grab my ants." Deku grabs his ants and he goes into his room. Then we follow from 2 years later, and Deku's now 7, and Hasashi is still working on this new project with the ant things. And obviously, Deku has grew out of the ant thing, but he's also now saying that ants is his favorite animal, and he wish he was like a vet for them and all that. And also, he wants to become a hero, just like All Might, as usual. Until this woman called Mount Lady comes, and now he has a freaking crush on her. Also, thinks it's his favorite hero, and yeah. And then we see Hasashi says, voila, finished the project. Now I have to give this to Deku. And he knocks on Deku's door, and Deku's like, yes, Dad, what do you want? I'm just playing some game on my PS3. And Hasashi's like, oh, sorry, son, but there is a project I've been creating for the past 2 years, and it's all been for you. And here, Deku's like, huh? 2 years? Kind of a long time. Deku opens the box, and he sees this suit that we've seen on my phone. And Deku's like, huh, looks cool. Who's this for, a new hero? Deku's like, a new hero? You mean a new you? Well, you're going to be the new hero in this suit. And Deku's like, huh? Dad, is this a joke? Is this a prank? What does it even do? And does it shoot fire? Does it shoot ants or something? Hasashi's like, no, it doesn't shoot ants. Maybe I could make that in the suit, but it makes you shrink. It makes you big. Makes you normal size. Makes you do whatever you want by size. And by small, you can have the same speed as you were as a normal human being. But you need to work out first. For the next couple of 4 years, I think, you'll be all certain and done for being a hero. As you'll probably get six pack, and yeah, and you're kind of a bit chubby, so it will take some time to grow inside of you. And Deku's like, awesome. Does Mom know? And Hasashi's like, Mom doesn't know. And yeah, tonight you're gonna stay by yourself. So we're gonna bring some company, and your friend Bakugo and his mom are going to babysit you, and you're gonna be in their house. So we're gonna drop you there, and we're gonna go to our friend's dinner, and we'll see you in the morning. And Deku's like, yeah, that would be cool, but Bakugo, really him? And Asashi's like, I know you hate him, but just give him a chance. People change. You guys haven't seen each other in like a couple of months. Maybe he's changed into a good man. You never know. People change. And Deku, he goes to Bakugo's house. Him and Bakugo are not even talking. Bakugo just saying his rude things at Deku just the whole entire day. And they're just not communicating at each other. And yeah. During this, Sasashi is actually in a business with this guy. And Inko, she's just there, and yeah. She really doesn't know. And she's in the car. Hasashi's in the building, and yeah. And then this big ass guy, he's like, you got the freaking drugs? And Hasashi's like, yeah, man, he's the drugs. And the man's like, hey, imbecile, this is nothing. It's powder. You know what this means? You're gonna die. Then we see Hasashi get launched out of the whole freaking building through the glass. And he's basically about to smash through the car park until he sees a car. And Oh, this is just sad. He plunges into the car. And guess who was in the car? His wife, Inko. They both freaking died. And everybody hears this loud boom. And everybody's like, what the? Deku was sleeping. Until Bakugo's mom bursts through the door and she's like, oh my gosh, Deku, your mom and dad died. Something happened with a car. Sashi was on top. I think he jumped and committed... No. Bakugo was like, oh my gosh, Deku, I'm sorry. Sorry for all I said. I didn't mean. And Deku's like, no. Then Deku's like, hearing it said, you can become a hero by his father. Deku's like, yeah, I'm gonna become a hero. I'm gonna get my revenge of whoever killed my father. Cause how come, if my father was in the car, how is he on top of it? Yeah, somebody must have done that. My dad wouldn't think of that. He was too happy and proud to see me as a hero. He wouldn't kill himself. Then Deku, suddenly, 4 years later, turned into this buff-ass kid, rules the freaking school, joins the football team, he's buffed up, he becomes a freaking vigilante hero called freaking Antman. And yeah, that's basically the half of the story of him being an origin story. So yeah, then we follow from Deku at age 15, and we start from canon. Then we see the teacher's throwing out the paper. He says, I know you all want to become a hero. Bakugo, he's not being the edgy Bakugo as he was. He says, yeah, I want to become a hero. And everybody says, I want to become a hero. Deku says, I'm going to become #1 hero for my father and my mom. And Bakugo's like, yeah, you are, Deku. Yeah, you are. I stand by it. And yeah, Bakugo's mom adopted Deku, but not really adopted. They just, peep into Deku's apartment. And yeah. Then, now Deku, he is now leaving school. Nothing happens about Bakugo saying jump and all that, which I think is completely rude. If somebody says that in real life, guys, to you, punch them in the face. Just punch them into the face. Yeah, just punch them. And yeah, Deku leaves. He goes in the shortcut to change as Antman until he kind of senses this person behind him, because he made these minor changes to his body. He's half robot now, and when he become just like an ant, sense things, and Deku presses a button on his wrist, calling billions of ants, from sewage pipes to the ground, flying ants, you name it, all of them. And then the sludge villain comes and wraps around Deku, tries choking Deku. Deku has nanotech, basically kind of what Stark was wearing in freaking Infinity War, where if you punch his mask or anything, the particles come back and all that, kind of like that. And he turns like that into this suit, and he freaking goes wild. He sees all the ants cover his whole body, and freaking he turns into this swarm of Ant-Man, and he starts pounding the whole sludge villain. The sludge villain tries to go through him, but all he goes through is ants, and the ants start biting through the sludge villain. The sludge villain was like, what the? Then Deku sees All Might from far, and All Might's like, Texas, smash! And Deku's like, no, not my ants. And around 5 million ants died from that smash. But the sludge villain, it still got away because of the ants just being greedy and start eating it and start flying away. So basically half of his body was with Deku, half of his body was somewhere else. And All Might's like, what the? There's a freaking swarm of ants. My worst nightmare. Deku says, ants, just go. Go back where you were. And Deku lands back down. And he's like, sorry, All Might, for what I did, but you need to apologize to all those ants you killed. And All Might's like, huh? Kid, what are you doing with ants? And you're a vigilante, you can't be doing that. Deku's like, I'm sorry, but I don't have no choice. My father died being a hero, but still, I have to do what I have to do. Deku shrinks, and he leaps over All Might and starts doing whatever a ant can, going through the ground, going through the quantum realm and all that. And we follow from Deku at home 6 months later, and yeah, it was the last day at school, and it was good. Deku, just chilling and all that at home, relaxing, eating some popcorn with his ant friends, until he gets a doorbell ring from Bakugo. Bakugo opens the door and he's like, hey, you want to train for UA? They was like, I know I'm not really, I don't have a quirk, and that thing and all that. I did make a tick a couple of months ago, even though it's a couple of years ago, of I can shrink and have ants. And Bakugo's like, what the? Yeah, I've heard of a person. His name's Antman. Don't tell me you are Antman. Deku's like, yeah, I'm Antman. I just needed to tell you before you found out my secret. I got exposed. You wouldn't be like a friend to me, like you've been the past few years since I was 7. And yeah, Bakugo hugs him. He's like, you're doing me proud. You're making me proud, man. Making me proud. Deku's like, thanks, bud. Thanks. But I hope you know, just don't come near me anymore. And Bakugo's like, what? You know, my schedule of being Antman means so much to me. I'm a vigilante. I don't want you to get hurt. I need to keep all the people who care for me to be safe. And Bakugo says, I understand. I'll leave. Bakugo leaves. Then Deku says, yeah, I do need training. Deku presses a button in his house and he starts doing these codes. Then he goes down a cave underneath his house. Kind of like the Batcave. And he has the ant mobile, the ant cycle, the ant computer, anything that stands with ant, it's freaking there and so cool. And Deku, he's like, Ant-Woman. And Ant-Woman's like, it's kind of like a Jarvis. And she's like, yes, Izuku Midoriya? Deku's like, so, how many days am I living for? Because I know I'm gonna die someday. And you're probably wondering, why is Deku about to die? Well, you have to wait for part 2. So, see you guys then. and goodbye.